Alright, so welcome everybody to episode 6 of Broken Sword, Shadows of the Templars, the Director's Cut. In the previous episode, we managed to track down a professor in Ireland. There is an important package that we dearly want to get our hands on, but we haven't been able to because a guy in this bar, Fitzgerald, he has it, he wouldn't give it to us, and as soon as we chased after him, he was abducted. Yeah, so now let's try and find out more about maybe the dig site that is in this town. That is where the archaeologist that professor worked, and maybe we can find something important there. First though, let's talk about the accident that just happened with the kid.
Hey, McGuire,
What?
did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not. Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
Maybe the package fell somewhere out of sight.
Maybe it fell down the drain.
What do you think this wire could be used for?
Stealing cars. There's only one problem.
The local policeman?
No. Nobody in Lochmarne has got a car.
Nice.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Alright, maybe the package fell down this manhole then. Let's see.
I tugged at the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside. It was impossible to return the switch to its original position.
Okay, so I'm guessing the only option now is to go back inside, unless... Can we go... Oh, we can go this way. Interesting. First though, let me go inside and talk again to these guys, see if they can tell me anything more about Fitzgerald, now that the accident, or the abduction rather, has happened.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Check out my card.
I've seen it, for heaven's sake.
Well, nothing we can do about it, I guess.
Look, I gotta be going.
Alright, you know what? Let's head over this way to the dig site, probably. Okay. That is a big haystack. And a guy who obviously is very hard at work.
Hi, do you speak English?
Well, no, what if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice.
Alright, let's talk about the important stuff now.
What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Have you seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car?
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Alright. This guy is officially one of the weirdest characters in this game.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Okay. He doesn't seem to be too concerned about his relative getting abducted. Maybe that's normal in these parts of the world, I guess.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
Oh, wow.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
No, do not do that. I might need to climb that by the looks of it. Because we need some way of getting inside this castle, and climbing over the wall is probably not an option unless we can climb up that haystack.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvellous! I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
Oh, man.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Leaving me to climb the stack of hay. Let's go.
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
Oh, man. So we need probably something to go inside there. Maybe if we could put like a piece of metal on this wall or something. Oh, how about the manhole cover? Can we? Yes.
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
Oh man, I've played way too many adventure games. That was like the first thought that came to mind. Definitely not a logical thought if you're in real life, but in adventure game that's like always works to have a piece of metal that you use to climb walls or something. Alright, let's go.
I tugged at the lifting key and found it was held quite securely.
In we go then, George. So that is the goat, or the ghost, as the people in Lochmarne believe. Can we go down, or will that goat prevent me from going there? Whoa, is he there?
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
Oh, interesting. So I unwillingly got a step ahead of myself there. Probably the goat was going to prevent me to go down there, and by tugging the rope around this piece of wood here, probably now the goat cannot reach me. I'm guessing. Let's see. Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's see, let's look around the area. This is probably important. Whatever is behind this door, which I'm guessing is the gem, is going to be very important.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
Okay, that sounds like it could come in handy, actually. Take it.
I reached into the sack, but it was empty.
All right, then.
I tried in vain to move the panel.
Well, obviously it wasn't going to be that easy, George. Come on. All right, interesting. There is a distinct shape on the back of the statue. There's probably some significance to that.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
Alright, what's the purpose of throwing this down, though? Oh, it leaves an imprint.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Oh, okay, now it becomes clear. We have to fill this with plaster to make this shape. Why, though? That's probably like a switch or a key or something.
I placed my fingers in the 5 impressions left by the fallen stone. It was weird. They fit perfectly.
Do we have the plaster? No, we don't. Yes, we do.
It was a handful of plaster left in the castle by Pegram's archaeology team.
Alright, let's place that inside, see what happens.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled. I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. It was my first experience of home improvement.
We probably need water to make this into a steady shape, though, right?
I smoothed the
Alright, we do not have anything of that sort, so maybe let's keep looking.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
Well, yeah, that's obviously where this thing is gonna come in handy, once we manage to create it, of course. Alright, so I don't think we can do anything more here. You can kind of see everything. We need to find something liquid to actually make a steady shape out of this. So maybe let's go back to the bar. See if we can find anything there. And quickly explore this area to the right first, see if we missed anything. I could move this back. That's interesting. Why would I do that, though? Yeah. And George agrees. No point in doing that. Let's get out. Let's quickly check on either side, see if we're missing anything. Yeah, we obviously cannot open this.
Pushing with all my strength got me nowhere. They didn't budge. I really need to start working out.
Yeah, as if working out would help you break down doors, mate. Alright, back to the bar, I guess.
Hey, McGuire,
What?
do you know what this white powder is?
No?
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
It was impossible to return the switch to its original position.
I don't think we have anything. Could the piece of string do anything here? Probably not. Yeah, obviously not.
I tugged at the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside.
Yeah, nothing new there.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Hey, how about another drink?
See him again?
Do you serve cocktails?
I'll serve anyone with manners. And money.
No, I'm serious. Have you considered turning McDevitt's into a cocktail bar? Cocktails are chic, cool, and popular with younger drinkers.
What? Kids in the bar? Can you imagine it? Pinball, pimples, and puke.
Right, I get the picture. I'll settle for a glass of stout.
I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my idea, is it?
Okay, but we can pose as an electrician now, can't we?
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvellous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
Oh boy. So we actually have to fix
When you
something.
finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Now remember, our objective is to go down there actually to retrieve the gem that this Fitzgerald guy accidentally dropped down the drain. But before we do that, we obviously need to prove our skills as an electrician. So let's see if we can fix this thing.
No! No! Careful! I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug.
Which means unplug it and plug it back in.
I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I figured it must be the wiring.
Well, we do have a wire, if that helps. Does it though? Maybe it helps with the outlet?
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Nice. Now we can get down there. Excellent. It's obviously going to be dark because that guy said we need a flashlight. Oh, a rat.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Okay. We need to find a flashlight or something, right? Or you know what? There doesn't seem to be anything we can do here, but since we pushed this and he heard the metal sound, maybe the grate upstairs opened. So let's go check that out. If you remember, this was locked from the inside, so maybe now we can lift this. Yes.
I lifted the trap door and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Wow, that voice. Okay, then that was the killer, ladies and gents. And we were smart enough not to tell him anything. Obviously. Right, now the thing he was looking for is down here. So let's go back in, back down, and try and retrieve it ourselves before he comes back.
Now I could see. I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door.
Yep, that's our gem, all right.
It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
That kid is easily bribed with chips and beer, I guess. All right, now, let's actually examine this.
It was a large blue gemstone.
All right, so I'm guessing nothing more we can do about this, but wait a sec, before we leave.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Oh, wait a sec. We need water for the plaster that we found in the dig site. Do we have anything to contain the water in? Oh man, we would need a glass or something. Well, you know what? If we don't have a glass, maybe we could just use a towel or something, or the tissue. Although the towel would be more appropriate. Oh, it's actually working. Nice. Well, I'm guessing that's what it's gonna
I
be.
held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
I'm guessing that's what it's gonna be used for, right? To have the plaster get wet, become sturdy. Let's go quickly back then, see if that actually works. Now, in these old games, usually the first solution you come up to is the right one. Like, I think the developers back then didn't really think about, confusing the player too much, which is a good thing because there were not walkthroughs back in the day. All right, so let's see. Can I please use the water here? No, I cannot. Hold on. Oh, I have to drop this again, don't I? Oh no, I just have to look. Oh man, I just had to look closer. Okay, cool. Now, drop the water, please. Yes, it's working. We're gonna get inside the secret
A
room.
trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
Alright, do I have it in my inventory? Yes. Now I can probably place it here.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
We are going in. Let's see what we'll find. I'm curious. That evening, back in Paris. And now we get to play as Nico again. Interesting. So let's, should we explore the apartment before we leave? Let's do that. You never know. Maybe we have messages or something.
I had messages waiting to be played.
See, told you.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country. And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slonsha. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Collard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Merlin? Oh my God. Merlin's the killer. I better get over there and warn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing, but I couldn't just let her die.
Oh, wow. The story's picking up.
I arrived to find the Palais Royale courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Now remember, there is an order, like descendants of the Templars, most probably, that a killer is going around murdering. So Imelda was the wife of Pierre Carchon, and they both were members of the order. Interestingly enough, the first time the killer came around, he only killed Pierre Carchon Maybe because Nico was currently in the same room with Imelda and he didn't want to risk that. In case, it looks like he came back to finish the job, so guess that's that. Let's first try the door, although something tells me we will have to climb upstairs. She's probably dead already, right? I'm guessing that's what usually happens in adventure games.
The intercom system wasn't working. Bad sign. Somebody had cut the wire.
Yep, dead.
Locked? No way was I going to break through a door like that.
Well, as I told you, we're climbing.
Fixed tight. Presumably to stop critics stealing it. Who else would want to?
Alright, do I have to do anything with its legs?
I unhooked the first wire.
Alright, so I'm guessing if I unhook the second one, this is gonna lean over, allowing me to reach the balcony, right?
I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright.
Can I push it? Maybe? Yes, come on. There you go.
If I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
Alright, up you go, Nico. Let's see, will we find Imelda murdered, or will nobody be home?
The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more than my hands to tear it.
Do we have anything on us that could be used as a knife? This does have a sharp edge. Oh, it works? Nice. First try. Excellent. Oh wow, this is the room where the game started. Nice. Let's look around. Nothing in here, but I'm guessing the action happened outside anyway, so let's see. Alright, let me check out the dark area first. Yeah, there's nothing here. I just wanted to make sure. It pays to be thorough. And now we go to Pierre Carchon's office.
My God, I'm too late. Imelda. Oh no.
Oh, she's alive?
Nico?
Don't worry, you're going to be all right.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. How absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl. Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
She was gone. She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why?
Well, they probably didn't want to implicate Nico in that whole deal of theirs, because that would endanger Nico's life, I'm guessing. Too bad, though. Alright, let's examine the body, see if we can find anything, any evidence that leads us further along the story.
Even in death, Imelda looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace. I opened it. Inside was a tiny gold key.
Interesting.
I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
Oh, so that's all we needed to find. Alright. Off we go, I guess. Nice. So now, let's check for new messages, although I do not expect anything new to pop up now.
You have no messages.
We should probably make a call to our editor. I'm guessing, right? Let's try and do that.
There wasn't anyone that I needed to call.
Or not. Oh, hold on. That little key. Could it open the box that our father fashioned for us? Now I'm interested. Let's see what's
In the dim
inside.
light, I caught the reflection of something metallic. A small, sinister-looking metal disc had been tucked under my father's box. It was a bug. Oh, chère cousine. You left me a little present. You shouldn't have.
Alright, where is she going now?
Don't scare me. Espèce de...
Okay. Throw away the bug, I guess. Although we already knew that. It's quite curious that she disposed of it right now. She knew there was a bug in there. But I'm guessing now we have to actually operate this box. Hopefully open it. Let's
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match.
Yes, we've heard that, and now we have the key. Alright, time to see what's inside the mystery box.
I took out the key. I couldn't believe it. Imelda's key opened my father's box. I dreaded what I was going to find inside.
Alright, that is Imelda. A picture of her.
It was a photograph of Imelda. But why here? In my father's box. I felt as if a black hole had swallowed me up. Imelda and Carchon grinning. While behind them a village was being razed to the ground. Its people butchered. And there, next to them, staring out at me across the years, my own father. There was a letter. I feared there was even worse to come.
Oh, okay. So we know up to now that her father and the Carchon pair were in connection with the Templars. And they did something in Africa during the war. He and the other guys that were murdered by the costume killer. Alright, maybe this letter sheds some light. So let's read.
Hotel St. George, Algiers, Friday. My darling Thierry, by the time you read this, you'll be safely out of Africa. You need not fear. Pierre and the organization do not know who you're really working for. Or about us. Did you think I would betray you? I could not. You wanted me to leave him, but I don't have your courage. I know too much of what has been going on here. They would find me and they would kill us both. Enjoy your life in Paris, Thierry. Your life of honor, of patriotic duty. Do they give medals to spies? No, they'll just give you a phony job in an embassy somewhere. I could never share that with you. Imagine me, a diplomat's wife. So I must stay here with Pierre, the two of us bound together by what we have done to this country. Au revoir, my love. You will be in my heart until I die. Imelda. Suddenly everything made sense. My father had been working undercover for the government. He was one of the good guys after all. He and Imelda must have fallen in love. She'd found out who he really was, so he had to leave. It had broken her heart, but she had never revealed it to anyone. I knew I couldn't either. Whatever he was doing, he'd had good reason to keep it secret. I decided I would respect that and tell nobody.
Wow, quite the reveal there. Nice, so now we know, I'm guessing, the gist of the story. And the costume killer is probably hunting them because he's working for another government. So the next morning...
I knew it was George. For a moment I was tempted to pretend that I was out. Or ask him to go away and come back later. But then... Come in.
Hello, George. So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running.
And you say Pegram has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pegram's gem?
The Templar's gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
Okay, wow, okay. Right, so obviously, can we talk about the manuscript again? Why? Let's see.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Look there, two guys on the same horse. What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
I don't think we can talk about anything new. Let's just maybe see if she has anything to add about the gem or the killer. And then we'll leave.
Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
Do you want to look after the gem?
No, George. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
All right, then.
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobinot at the Kron Museum. And why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
Right, and there you have it. Now we have two new leads. The museum and that professor that we didn't get to see the first time. Maybe this is the correct time.
I so much wanted to talk to George about everything that had happened, but I knew I never could. My father's connection to Africa would have to remain a secret forever. His bravery would be known only to the government and to me. Revealing it would just damage his memory. People would take the story and twist it. Before long, he would be the villain and Carchon would be the hero. I know how they do that. I'm a journalist.
All right. So I'm guessing now we have new places to visit, or actually all places that we can go to. We can go to the police, and we'll do that in the next episode, I guess. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought in the comments. If you enjoyed it, press the like button to help my channel out, and the subscribe and bell buttons to receive a notification for new videos, as well as my live streams every Saturday at 8 AM Eastern European Time. See you next time, guys.